Where did I go? Where'd my face go? Well, the camera got unplugged somehow. God damn it. Where's the camera wire? Fuck. Why is it unplugged all of a sudden? God damn it. It's not unplugged. It's fucking plugged in. It's right there. Okay, let me see what I'm doing here. I got fucking audio. Where am I? He was doing there. Okay, I think I'm all back in the world again. Woo! I found me. I was lost, but now I'm found. There we go. Let's have a quick look in the chat. Looks like we got lots of people in here already. Okay, thank you, Rick, for helping me out there, bro. Thank you, K Wayne. Yeah, I know. I bought a new mic. This little cool mic on a stand, but obviously I either got ripped off or I gotta fucking look a little harder on how to set it up. It's one with a USB plug. I figured I would have just had to plug it in and play. But what do I know, right? Papa, good to see you tonight, bro. Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I went black, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the camera. It just started to go on the blink, but it was plugged in. We're all good. We're all good. God damn, it took me a minute, didn't it? Rob, how are you, bro? Good to see you. So I was just going to do me a little show. We got Frank as well. How are you, brother? Good to see you again. Am I back? Yeah, we got everything working, I think. You never know. I talk to myself. An argument breaks out from time to time. Sometimes even a fist fight. You got to watch out. Spanish, eh? My daughter's bilingual with English and French. We got the real truth. How are you? Say, Mike, you have to tweak the settings. Okay. Okay. I'll figure. I should have figured out before I just turned everything on and thought it was going to work, because that's how I am. So I spoke to an old friend of mine today about the Biker News clothing and merch and stuff, and he's going to help me out immensely. And he's a good guy, and I'm glad he was here, man. Yeah, exactly, right. He drew first blood, Sarge. Remember that? So it's and he does all sorts of printing. He doesn't want to retail. He's a wholesale guy. But if you or your club or your group or whoever is looking for someone to make you merch at a nice price, he's your guy. And that's the name of his company, Dirty Dog Embroidery. Sorry, Kevin, I left our private chat up. And so he's going to help me out immensely here. So look him up. He's got a website. You do online orders. You tell him what you need. You send him your artwork. And look at the beautiful prices he's got going on right now, man. So like these prices are wonderful. You can get your stuff at these prices. And if it's support merchandise, you can turn $1 on it. And if it's for your club members, even better, because you're not blasting them at retail for clothing for the club that they're a member of, right? That used to make me go, what the fuck? Especially we had the Levi button down denim shirt with the patch and everything embroidered on the back and all that. And those things ran as a fucking $1 or $2, man. Hey, Mark, good to see you, bro. Merry Christmas to you too, man. I appreciate that. And we got Wild Card. Good to see you. I don't know if we met before, but anytime you see us live, Monday to Friday, basically 8 p.m., feel free to drop on in. And we're all pretty cool here in the chat. And Scrap Iron's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure, my friend. And yeah, I heard about those Outcast guy. I don't think they got convicted. I thought they were just arrested, but I don't know. These guys bringing out their little toys in the middle of public places and letting that off in the air. It doesn't do anything for me. Like, what the Christ are they thinking, right? So it just kind of, after a while it gets to be too much. It's like everyone's out there trying to. I'm out here trying to bust my balls to make people understand that not all bikers are madmen, and then I could do a story out of the States or somewhere almost daily of new shit, man. And it gets it gets too much. Barbie, good to see you. How's things out there? I heard you guys had a clipper. That means it warms up, yeah? I did like that part. And Biker Babe's in the house too. You're in Alberta also, I believe, aren't you? Good to see you tonight. Very good to see you. So they were convicted, eh? Oh, well, that's how they do it. I thought it was an old story. So instead of talking about that, I'm going to talk about just the good stuff the bikers are doing in the world right now. They're doing the Christmas fundraising. They're really working hard at it. Now, Dave, he's involved. I don't know if he's a member, if he helps them with their merch, with the Satan's Choice, and he's been helping give me some pointers and stuff on trying to get the Facebook monetization to actually send me some decent money and all that. So he got together with the Boneyard Crew RC. He's up there in Ottawa, and they did enough of a success for the weekend that 38 families are going to have a better Christmas. So good on you guys, man. And just so you guys know, the Boneyard Crew RC, I haven't heard of you guys yet or met you yet. So if you ever want to come and spend an hour with me on the channel and let us know who you are and what you're about, you got an open invitation, man. That'd be good to get to know you guys. Insane Wheels, good to see you, Hollywood. Very cool, man. Merry Christmas, bro. Great to see you, brother. I know you keep telling me that, bro. I've spoken to him in Dragon's chat before. I don't know if I will. Maybe I will send him a thing. I was trying to get fucking Insane Wheels. Did I call you fucking Hollywood again? I'm sorry, Mike. God damn it. I've done that twice. As soon as I see the insane part, I quit fucking reading fast. I apologize, brother. But Merry Christmas to you too, man. The sentiment goes the same to you, bro. 100%. Yeah, I know. You keep telling me that too. Like, I don't know what everyone wants to keep picking off Scabs on Harley for. He's going to do what he's going to do. Yeah, I know. I corrected myself, bro. I apologize. Fuck, yeah. That's the problem. I haven't smoked enough today, bro. Fuck. I'm glad I caught myself, sort of. I love you too, brother. I really do. But yeah, I like, they got info on Harley. They got info on this. They got info on that. Number one is, I don't really want to get caught up in the fucking whole argument. I got nothing to argue about. I like Harley. I had my interview with him, and I consider him a straight guy. He's going to do what he's going to do, whether or not people keep trying to throw dirt on him, right? And I'd like to have him back. He's one of them guys that when I met him online, I thought this guy's pretty cool. And then when we finished the interview and him and I talked offline, we know a bunch of the same people and blah, 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 right? So I'm not going to go keep throwing shit at a guy. That's what I think. Thanks, Mike. I'm glad you didn't take that badly, bro. I apologize. So listen, our friend, was that Ed that we had on? No, we had Kyle on from the Red Knights Motorcycle Club. Ed might have joined him that night. I can't remember. I remember Kyle because Kyle's been out on his bike riding all across Canada and introducing themselves at different fire halls as he goes. And I say, good fucking work, bro. Like his bike's in Ontario now and he's back in Vancouver. There was pictures of him out east, up north, all the fuck over the place, man. He really put his miles in and did his work. And I hope it really makes the Red Knights explode, man. Like do your thing and get together with like-minded guys and ride your bikes. And it's fucking wonderful. They got 10,000 members in 450 chapters worldwide. So again, if you're a member of the fire service and have a motorcycle, look these guys up. It's worth it. And you can get some riding in, you have some fun in there, and then all of a sudden you got a friend base that's, what did it say, 450 chapters big, man. It's fucking awesome when you get into an outfit like that and you want to go to another country and boom, you got brothers over there. It's fucking really cool, man. Yeah, yeah. It's this whole thing with the merch is going to be really wicked, K Wayne. I don't got to fucking hold my old inventory. He's going to work it like a drop and ship, and it's going to be fucking cool. And we don't have to offer just black at this run and white the next run. Bam, we're going to have all the colors. Going to put it on a website for me so the website can take the orders and he can get them together and ship them. And I can collect the payment and we can make sure it all goes to the right people. And it's going to be fucking good. I really like it. Exactly, bro. It's not your business. Exactly. And I had the man on. And like I say, I developed it. We're not tight or nothing. Don't get me wrong. But we still talk. We still talk. And I still have the same opinion of the man. And I'm not going to come and let another dude come on my channel and start trying to throw shit on him. I don't roll like that. If I like you, I like you. That's the end of the fucking story. Unless you tell me something really, really bad, it's not going to change my opinion. No, yeah, sometimes I get short fused because sometimes you just kind of keep coming at me with the same shit, bro. That's all. The meaning of patch mill. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, patch mill. That one, I don't know where you're at with that one, bro. Who we got here? The Hold Fast Riding Club. Good bunch of people. They've been out there doing their Christmas thing, and I don't know why I saved that, but they got their own little ornament made for the trees. Good on them. I can't remember where they are. I think they're Huron County, maybe up that way. If you're up there, maybe you get to meet them, and maybe it could be the sort of club for you, right? Always keep your street clean. Yeah, that's true, right? Yeah, I think so. I think so. And it's like I dig suggestions and all that and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it is my channel, and I got to run it how I see fit. And it's like Stack said, if you don't like what I do on my channel, start your own. I agree with him on that one. So this is from the Huntsville Legion Riders. And they're just helping out people out there and doing their thing. And they got a thank you message, and he posted it, and now I posted it. So these are these guys doing their thing, and they're helping out their community. And you don't have to be a veteran, I believe, to become a member of the Legion Riders. So if you're up there in the Huntsville area, they're the only Legion that I know of in Ontario that's got a riding club attached to it. So if you're up there in the Huntsville area and you like the sound of that, and they're helping out the community and doing their thing, go check them out. And like you say, it might be the sort of club that's good for you, man. I try to stay mellow, right? Like I try to stay as mellow as I can, bro. Yeah, man. I hate it when my mic goes down. That and the other interview that I did the other week, and I was so fucking proud of myself for getting a big issue out there on the fucking thing, and it all went south at the end there. I was ashamed because the whole interview was very informative, and it wasn't pushy on either side, and then it was. So it's unfortunate. I was gonna edit it out and try to repost it, but I don't think that'd be disingenuous. It's not how I roll. So we'll just take it down and leave it down. It was a good try, bit off more than I could chew. It's the way she goes. But some of these interviews, I do like to bring up some big topics that don't get spoke about very much in the motorcycle world and see if I can bring some clarity to them, or even if I just bring um, my personal perspective to it, right? Because my perspective, I've got some years of knowledge, and I've been here, done that, right? So that's where I come from. So we got the guys up and out, the Ghost Riders, and they call their chapter the Lyle chapter, and they're up around Huntsville, Alliston, kind of north on Highway 11 area. They're out there doing their thing also. 175 pounds of food plus monetary donations. Good for you guys, man. Fucking awesome. Thank you for your club for doing all you guys do for the community. And as I said in the post on Facebook, you guys got an open invitation. You ever want to come on for an hour and shoot the shit with me and tell the world about your club and what you do? You guys got an open invitation. The Cerberus RC, you guys got the same invitation. So these guys have been doing the Christmas drive for the Campfire Circle kids with cancer, and people are nice enough just to keep and donate more prize lots just to keep the draw interesting and stuff like that. So good for you guys, Cerberus. Much love and respect and Merry Christmas, eh? My opinion of those who jump from club to club. Well, it's not the highest opinion. It depends. If it was necessary and you really did start off in the wrong place, which is on you, you should have done your homework. Okay. But if you're using one club for a stepping stone to another club, no, fuck all that. Yeah, I know, K-Wayne, you keep telling me that. I was just pissed off that it went that far, and it was an hour and 40 minutes into the fucking conversation, and then it all went to shit. And 1 second flat. Yeah, the Canadian Legion is they gotta loosen up on their rules, right? Because otherwise they're closing down. So a lot of the riding clubs up here in Canada will use the Legion as a staging area for a bike night, and then get everyone together, go for a ride out, come back, and if you want to have a quick beer or something before you go home, the Legion's right there. And some of them aren't into it. Some of them are like, keep the fucking riffraff out of our doors. When I was in the club, we had a Legion about 5 doors down from our Toronto clubhouse on Dufferin Street. And when we pulled in from out of town, if the boys from the Toronto chapter weren't there yet, we'd always just go to the Legion and have a couple pops, throw some money in the tip jar, and all that stuff. Yeah, and actually, that's a good point, but I brought it up, right? I really wanted to try to throw some light on it. And yeah, honestly, I feel I apologize as much as was needed for what was said and the way it was said. And that's, you know what I mean? It wasn't meant. Anyways, we know that. We've been through it. I think they just started a few years ago because of declining memberships. Yeah, you're right, Barbie. That's exactly why. Club jumpers never hang around a prospect very long. They wouldn't be jumping. That's true, because you know what? All the fucking guys I gave a patch to with the least amount of work in our club were the first to fucking bail when the rubber hit the road and the shit hit the fan and things got serious. They were the first to go, oh, fuck, I didn't want any part of this. What the fuck did you think you were getting into? The Boy Scouts? Jesus, there's some things in a 1% club that come with the patch. And if you weren't ready for that, then you shouldn't have fucking signed up. I agree with that one. Mark, that's a very good point. That's one way to do it in the U.S. The VFW. Yeah, see, and you guys got VFWs and stuff. Do you guys got Legions as well? I guess the Legions get some sort of tax breaks and shit like that. But the one that floored me was one in the rich part of Toronto, in the north end of Toronto, in a part of town called Vaughan. Went into receivership, closed its doors, and packed it in and closed. And the reason that they gave was because it got infiltrated, I put that in air quotes, by outlaw bikers, which again wasn't the way it was. It was being used as a staging point for different RCs. But I think what happened was one of the 1% club guys started coming there regularly, wearing his patch and shit. And I think it made some people nervous. Like nervous enough to close down the whole fucking Legion. That's crazy. Temple Knights helping out the town of Eatonville. It's Christmas parade. Good on you guys, man. That's a little weird thing. So we got what I was going to get involved in was called the North American Natty, North American Templar International, and they help young moms and kids out of bad situations and help them go to court and all that stuff. Some shit that needs to be done. I never end up getting on board all the way yet. I got too busy with my personal shit and step back from it. And then I got approached by this other Templar group that claims to do the same shit. But the first Templar group said the second Templar group, the Grand Poobah leader, is one of the people that they're trying to fucking help people from. I was like, what the Christ? So it all got kind of weird from there. Oh, the VFW's a non-combat battle. That's interesting, eh? But yeah, Santa's got to come. He's got to have some bikers there to help him get through, right? That sounds good. Who's this one from? The Northern Mentors. And there's another group that's out there to help out kids and all that. And again, they're up in Huntsville also. A lot of good things going on up in Huntsville for some reason. It's a very small community, kind of halfway up Ontario. It's beautiful there in the summer. They're on the water. It's beautiful, beautiful. But they got a lot of clubs out there, and they're all RCs that I know of, and they're all trying to help out their community and go for cool bike rides. So that's cool to see. And Northern Mentors is one of them. So again, if you're interested, go to one of their bike nights. Reach out to them guys, and if their beliefs align with yours, then you might have found a group, right? Now, not everyone has to belong to a fucking group either to ride a motorcycle. You can have as much fun not belonging to anything and going to bike nights riding with your buddies. American Legion, some things have music concerts there. That'd be cool, Gyro. Good to see you tonight, by the way. Thanks for dropping in. Mark, looks like some riding weather this week. Oh, you guys are lucky down there, man. Hey, Redneck Side, how are you, bro? Good to see you tonight. Always doing well. Thanks for asking, man. And Steve out of Havelock, good to see you tonight, bro. You guys will be real happy when you hear about what's coming with the merch. So we're getting a Shopify page done up for the merch. And we're going to have all sorts of different options. It'll be cool. The Greeley Legion in Ottawa support all biker swap meets. Yep. Because I mentioned the swap meet that goes on at the Greeley Legion, and it's been going on there for years, man. Celebration of life for bikers. Oh, that's really cool too. Yeah, man, that's the way to do it. I really want to track down that bikers church up there in Ottawa and see if I can get them on for an interview. Not that I'm religious in any way, shape, or form, but other people are, and it might be something that's interesting to them. So I'd like I'd like to track him down and get him on here and we'll talk for a bit. Had to hide the whip. What you think you were using it for? Does that mean you had to fucking hide the hanging swing chair too? Like, Jesus, what's going to be next, bro? Fucking right. No, I've never met Ed. I know some vags from over the years, but yeah, exactly, right, Papa? You don't got to be a part of nothing to enjoy yourself. And in fact, I think that's one thing that a lot of people that are buying like non-American made bikes are trying to avoid. They don't want to get sucked into this. So you got to be in a club for this and a club for that. Now, there are lots of groups out there that are set up just for the one in Niagara Falls that we had on, and they're all super bike riders. But they're all about safety, 100% first. Yeah, I keep forgetting to mention that, Redneck Side. Thank you, bro. Here, listen, I always save your tab open. So this, what happened here? Yep, okay. So Redneck Side Motorcycle Whips, as you can see, he's a friend of the show. He's got all sorts of cool things, from engraved parts to clothing to whips, which is in his name, of course. Ships out of the States, but he'll do the best he can on shipping and all that shit for us and make sure it gets to us and at a proper price point and all that stuff. So if you're ever looking for any of that sort of stuff, check out his website. It's right how it sounds, rednecksidemotorcyclewhips.com. And like he just said, if you put Biker News Canada on the checkout, when they ask you for the code, he'll give you 15% off of your order. So that'll help with the shipping, right? So you got all these things to consider, but he's there and he's a good person. He's a good friend. I enjoy watching his videos too. He does his own videos. You can also check him out on YouTube, and he'll show you how he makes those whips and other things that he's up to. And it turns out he's a hell of a musician, which I didn't know until I started watching his channel. So that's really cool. And he gets up there with other musicians he sees, and they'll shred out some cool tunes, man. Make you a very successful criminal. Well, that's the other part of it, right? About being in an outfit. All of a sudden, one guy in your outfit decides he wants to go out and be Bonnie and Clyde or some bullshit, and you're sitting in holding wearing braces going, what the fuck did I do? Right? So there's ups, there's good points, and there's down points to everything. Or like I say, when the rubber hit the road with our club, and it looked like things were going to get bad there for a minute there. And actually they did. They arrested us all instead of letting it go, which is probably the best thing the cops could have done. And they were like, fuck, I didn't know we were going to sign up for that. Well, of course it was, man. Edge, good to meet you. Thanks for dropping on in. I don't know if I've ever seen you in the chat before, but anytime you see me live, drop on in, say hello, give your 2 cents worth on whatever we're talking about, or just say hello. It's all good. And we got Bruce Inch in the house too. Good to see you tonight, brother. Did you get your new pickup? Treat himself to a nice new Chevy pickup. Looks pretty sweet, brother. Good for you. That's the way to do it, man. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Papa, that's a good point, eh? Usually when you're doing something for, it's a passion, like the other fella I had up, and he's doing some artwork for me. The airbrush dude, David Primner, I think is how you say his last name, at the Art Den. And it's hard to keep a fucking business and a passion lining up so the bills are getting fucking paid, right? It's not the easiest thing to do. So good on him. And he's doing some stuff for us, so that'll be really cool. I can't wait till it's all done. And he's going to put the stuff he does um, on a digital platform so I can get them put on our clothing a little bit. So then it's not just the Biker News Canada logo. Oh, and you know what else he's going to do for me? And the Biker News Canada logo, you see the motorcycle in the middle? He's going to make it so if you ride if you ride a super bike, it'll have a like it not a brand name, but a nondescript generic cafe bike. If you ride a bagger, he'll throw a bagger in there. So we're gonna make it fucking a little more interesting. It'll be cool. We're gonna make it so that if you want to put your name on the back or what group you're a part of on the back or something like that, with your group's permission, of course, or your name or your position in the club, VP or row captain, whatever, right? We're gonna make all that available too. Should be interesting. Vagabond MCRS 2012. 2 kilograms. That was just one guy. See, that's the thing. The papers put it in as the Vagabonds. It was one guy who was a member of the Vagabonds. So, Oh, it is no color. So they did the no colors at the Legion because of that thing in Vaughan, I'm assuming. Because that was pretty wild that they shut down the whole Legion in the most expensive and richest part of Toronto, actually full of people who would be Army vets too. Maybe not the Canadian Army so much, but I don't think, and they just shut the whole fucking building down. That's crazy. Came in yesterday from London. Ton of cover in the rims. Good for you, man. Oh, it'll look nice with the cover and the rims on it, dude. It's a very good. Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. The guy I recognize, or he recognized me and sent me a message. And like I say, he was a DJ at one strip joint, and I was a DJ at the other strip joint. And for whatever reason, all of us DJs would all hang out in each other's booths and have a beer and talk when we came in the other one's club. And he remembered me. And what he does is exactly what I need. So it's going to work out perfect. I'm going to plug his business when I do a show, of course, and that's my return to him. So it'll all work out, man. I dig it. Yeah, I know. Hey, 2 whole kilograms, and this Pablo's coming. Like, fuck. You know how many times I've seen guys come and pick up 2 kilograms like it was a grocery shopping trip? Oh, wait, I was never in that line. You know what I mean? It was a big deal. What else we got here? Motorcycle accident causes. I don't want to talk about that. It was a great year. That was the Northern Mentors. Judy, I think. What club is she from? She's from another riding club. Seabris. So they had their Christmas party and did their thing. It looks like they had a good old time. Good on you guys. You guys deserve a Merry Christmas too for everything you guys do in your community and all the good stuff you guys are doing, and the rides and the poker runs and actually getting on your bike and riding it too. No sense being a riding club if all you're doing is making money for other people. You got to get your time in too, right? So good for them, man. Aldo from the Spruce. Yeah, the leads in that closed down in Vaughan was way behind on their mortgage. Oh, that sounds more, because let's face it, up there in Vaughan, I imagine what their mortgage was, because most Legions got some acreage around them. And that's the thing, is the old veterans die off, your actual membership dwindles. And in Canada, we haven't been in a war since World War II, really, but I know some of our people went to Korea. And now, of course, we did a couple of those stupid ones out in the desert with the Americans, but that's crazy. Out of the car along here. Lessons in Gerard and Woodbine. 7 people in the clubhouse arrested, not one. Stop with the fake news. Yeah, well, how many people end up getting convicted? You may as well make it all roll on down to how many actually got convicted. A lot of these things, they make the big headlines. It doesn't mean that 7 people got convicted, because I bet you they didn't. Canucks are slaying bodies in Iraq. Yeah, that's what I mean. They sent our guys over to the desert, go hang out with those crazy Americans. But those guys that are coming back as veterans of that war, I think it's akin to some of the veterans from the Vietnam War, because them guys are coming back and they need some help. You know what I mean? And we've got a lot of that's another great thing about these riding clubs in Canada and that, right? They got a lot of great people doing a lot of great things. They do this big run, and it's Trenton to Toronto. So it'd be, maybe a 100-mile run, which is a big run for a big group of people all at once, right? They used to call it the Highway of Heroes Run, and they switched the name this year. Rick will know it. I'll let Rick say it in the comments. And they raise money for homeless veterans, and they're building a small home community out of container homes and shit like I'm building for myself for homeless vets, and they'll all be in one spot and they'll be together and stuff, which I think we should help them psychologically and all that, right? And there's going to be some on-site services for them and all that shit. And goddamn, after they went and saw what they saw overseas, and I know people will say, hey, well, we didn't need to be there. Doesn't matter. We were there, and that guy or girl went. So after they've done that, we have a perpetual debt to that person. That's the way I see it with anyone who's been in any kind of conflict wearing a uniform, right? Yeah, man, they are hurting. It's not a fun place, and they feel forgotten and betrayed. Yep. I think so too, man. That's why I say a lot of good people in Canada, I'm sure down in the States as well, right, are doing really good things for our veterans and stuff. And I'd like to see that shit. I'll promote the hell out of that stuff. Not to be a downer, I heard some bad stories about guys stealing valor at the Legions, mooching off. Oh, that's such a bummer, eh? I'm glad there's a guy that fucking catches them. Can you imagine that bullshit? I can't imagine all this stupid shit that goes through people's heads, eh? Here, I'm going to put on this fucking uniform and tell everyone why. Why the fuck? Well, there's got to be someone with their own fucking issues going on upstairs too, right? It has to be, man. So 5 people got convicted. Okay, bro, that's fair enough. It happens. Hey, mouth of the South. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. What do we got? We got a hello. So yeah, man, the Seavers doing their little Christmas party. What else did I save? I just saved whatever looked kind of interesting, Christmassy. We got, this is called, they call it the free, come on, what are you guys called again? The free something, here it is. Oh, the Open Road Riders Group. They're based out of Hamilton, Ontario. Another group of fine people. And they're out there doing their thing. They're strictly a riding group. They're not a support club. They're not jumping into the political arena that I know of at this point. We had their founder on for an interview ages ago. He was nice enough to give me an interview when I was talking to 20 people. I thought that was cool of them. So they just did a photo drop of all the shit they did this summer. And they do some rides down through the States and stuff like that. They do their bike nights. And so, yeah, if it sounds like something you might be interested in, find them there. All these clubs are in groups, are easy to find on Facebook. You put them right in the searches and something will pop up. So if that's one of your thoughts for over the winter, and maybe it's the first year or so you rode a bike and now you're feeling confident on your bike, and you think I'll go ride in some groups and stuff, maybe a good first step is to check out some of these riding clubs and riding groups and see what's going on out there. And the Primal Sinners, I think they did their draw. They did their draw for the booze basket prize, man. I sent in a 20 for the draw. I think I might have been late, but whatever. It's only $20. They can keep it for their fund, because all the money raised, again, went to Orangeville Family Transition Place. And these guys have a bike night, the Primal Sinners in Orangeville. another riding club, another good bunch of people. So we're digging it, man. And we got the Orangeville transition place. They dropped off. So they got able to donate $1,640 worth of Walmart gift cards for a year total of $9,680. And they help all the other groups that helped them. And good people, man. So all that work, and they're making a difference. Good on you guys, and Merry Christmas to you guys, everybody in the Primal Centers. It's good getting videos and getting you guys on there, man. Oh, the stolen valor conversation. Yeah, it's got to be a mental illness, right? And you see how people, you heard of that shit. Like, it's not just army people they're doing it about anymore. We've heard people putting on fake 81 vests in a small town that they think they'll never get found out, and going in the local bar and puffing chests and slapping ears and shit like that. And then it's mostly in the States. I hear these guys with the stolen valor and the army uniforms and shit like that. People claim that they've been on some fucking Major League Baseball team, like all sorts of stuff, man. All sorts of weird shit that you would never think of. I watched a video about a guy who went to LA and convinced everyone he was a fucking big name money guy in the movie industry. Maybe it was a woman. And she lived off everyone else's fucking dime down there for a couple years before someone actually thought to Google her name. And it turned out she was a fucking nothing. Oh, and he had it tattooed on him, eh? What a fucking stooge. See, the guy did that and put an OL fucking tattoo on him. And he was a little bit behind of whatever, but it was a little bit before my time, but the guy who had to take care of it was my sponsor. He said it sucked that he had to do it to the guy, but he offered him Anchor Torch, and he took Torch. It was up here, thankfully, but what the Christ? And it was in the right same town where the fucking club is. But again, like I say, he wasn't, I think the cheese was slipping on his crackers or whatever. Yeah, the cadets. It's funny, so okay, Wayne. Like some of them do act fucking weird because they got a few years in the cadets, right? They think all of a sudden they're fucking full-fledged Marines or fucking whatever. Crazy, man. They almost stripped the Canadian flag off the cadets. See? And that wouldn't surprise me. That's fucking wild, eh? Rode with the CMC for a few years, gained 30 pounds. I believe that. You fuck yeah, man. You got to have 100 in your pocket for the food stops when you go for a ride. It's fucking funny. Yeah, that's true, Papa. Photoshop and fucking printer. Now you can just tell AI to make it. You can be a fucking doctor or a lawyer, candlestick maker, whatever the fuck you want. AI will make you up a nice looking certificate. You can frame it up and stick it on your wall. Yeah, that would be a stupid place in prison too, to say you're a part of a car, because those guys do communicate. And sometimes the repercussions are what they are. It's jail. You're living jail rules now. It's fake coppers. Yeah. You imagine? I think some guys I've heard down there have done the fake pullovers to attractive women for, like what in the fuck? Yeah, it doesn't work the same with faking valor in the army, is it, man? GoPro and some editing. Yeah, some editing. Yep. The hierarchy of the Legion is British Columbia and the RCMP went in there. I'm scared them into making it a rule, and they put it across every Legion, and the leads were told to put signs up. Oh, that's, you mean the no patch rule? It'll save the Legion a whole lot of fucking headache. You know what I mean? Yeah, those guys in jail, there's a quicker system of communicating in jail then if you've never been, you wouldn't understand it, you know? And you know, like even just finding out what kind of charges you're in on, right? The first time I went in with the club and I stayed for a month and I got bail. And they just set me in a cell with a civilian. And the guy was kind of off and kind of nervous and skittish. And I thought, well, that's just because I'm in the club, right? Whatever. So when he left his fucking paperwork. He left his letters and paperwork and shit. He was in there on an SA charge, living with me, and he played it off well enough that he got the hell out of there. But he was a dummy because he was in for domestic. And if you ever spent any time, I spent 2 separate years in different buckets. Most of the guys in the buckets are there for domestic violence. And most of these idiots, after they get let out from, because it's only a small sentence, usually a month, 6 months, whatever, slapped her around, give her a black eye, she called the cops. Well, they go back to the same woman. A, why is the woman taking him back? B, why is he going back to a snitch? Those are very good questions. And then all of a sudden, boom, they're back and they put him on the same range with you. So that guy came back to our range and he looked at me and I looked at him and he saw the look in my eye and he fucking, and he fucking left. But he never got to stay in another general pop range either. So the cops knew that and never told me. Now, another time up in the Sioux, when the cops were cracking the door for breakfast, there's a guy in there for physically punching out his 6-year-old son. And so when the cop cracked my door for breakfast, he put the newspaper article on my bed, and then he told me what cell it was. So that never fucking worked out for him either. He got bail that day, though. But he had to take a quick stop to the hospital on his way to bail court. Wow, 313 prisons in one state. Now, it's a big fuck off state. Give you that, but wow. Yeah. And like you say, the cops will fucking give people information. If it's a charge that they don't like too, they'll make sure that the guys on the range or on the unit, whatever, know who's who. At least that I found it that way. Everybody knew my charge because the fucking mainstream media ran my name in it. Well, that was the same with me out the South. You know what I mean? When I got in there and shit. And even before that, the media was all over me because I was supposed to be a witness for the 2 guys who got shot on my strip joint I was working at and killed. And of course, I fucked off and ended up in England. I was going on vacation. I didn't know nothing about a trial. But so they had me in the fucking news all the time, right? Even before I was in the goddamn club. 70,000. Okay. It's not like I'm fucking disagreeing with you on any of this shit. But again, I only see one name in that story. I don't want to keep having this argument with you. It's the same shit. You're going to tell me one thing, I'm going to tell you another thing. And it goes back and forth, and it throws me off my line of concentration for what I do want to talk about. That's all. I'm not here just to argue with you about who breaks what fucking laws. Anyway, every state and federal prison run by guards, and the guards have their own union, their own gangs. Right. And the guards down there in the States are pretty grimy too, aren't they? They'll leave 2 guys out in the yard that they know's got beef and fucking bet on who's going to make it and shit like that. I've heard that the guards are really gross down there, man. No contraband. Yeah, exactly. Well, you got to pay the guard. And then now all of a sudden, I imagine all these guards are wealthy and all the guys who got money got cell phones in there because ain't nobody hooping a fucking cell phone. That's for sure. But there's guys doing fucking YouTube videos from fucking jail. And he's putting them on TikTok and shit. Inside the fucking jail, wearing his fucking orange outfit. Like, what are you doing? Oh, oh yeah, that makes sense. They wouldn't be taught that from the official handbook, but the guard that's training the new guard, he's going to make sure that they know that. 100%. Yeah, that's true, Mother South. 30K. Yeah, that ain't much fucking money, is it? That was the thing, man. When I was in jail, I was such a cocky prick, and I was making a lot of money back then, right? Unfortunately, I'm not smart enough to hang on to shit. I just spend it as I go and fucking whatever, right? But because it's always been in my head, I can make some fucking more tomorrow. And so when the guards would be tracking me down to the digger or something, I'd make all sorts of stupid veiled threats, like fucking I hope your wife's okay, blah blah blah, fucking this and that, or hey, don't forget, I'm not here forever. I'll be back on the street soon, and just shit like that. Or hey, with the fucking money I make in a week, I can fucking pay your ass off for a whole fucking year and shit like that. They didn't fucking like that, man. But they didn't like taking me to the fucking hole either. Yeah, that fast, AK Wayne, that's fucking crazy. But I guess if you already know the guard that'll bring you whatever in for fucking a set amount of money, I'm sure that he'll bring you the phone in too. It's probably less flack than the whatever. Yeah, exactly, Papa. They ain't wealthy. That's why they're easy to compromise. Exactly. Divide and conquer. They're badly outnumbered. The inmates take it. And that's the thing, right? Is it doesn't seem like the inmates, for whatever reason, bump hip to that until it's time for a big ass riot. But even with the riots, it's usually one car or another. It's not the whole fucking jail, isn't it? I don't know. I've never been in the big house, and I've never been in a riot either, right? Hey, Bruce. Oh, right on. Well, that's how it is in Canada too. You see this big fucking broad with a 6 foot fucking across fucking posterior, and there ain't no way she's gonna chase anyone down the street. And she wanted to be a cop, and as soon as they can't make it as a cop, where's the next place they go? To the fucking prison system. Now, all this being said, I have a cousin who's a guard at a federal institution, not in my province, and I won't say his name for obvious reasons, but he wanted to be a border guard, and the DEI got him because of white male, right? So they wouldn't take him as a border guard, and he didn't want to do the prison thing, but that's where he ended up. He wanted to be in the system in case a cop job ever came up or a border guard came up, and he just stayed, right? He's been doing that for fucking ages now. Call me Leroy. The white hero in the joint. That's funny, man. You weren't a shit disturber. Me? Hell no. I was a nice guy. 7 million worth of poison. Virgin Divergent. Woo-wee. Hey, Mama Iron Ranger. Good to see you tonight. Always a pleasure. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello. My 2 cents. Most folks sitting in prison are too worried about their own beefs, see a bigger picture and work together. Yeah, I think so too, eh? Especially like all the joints I went to were pretrial custody joints, right? And they suck. 100% they suck. Even our guys in our club that had done a prison bit before, as soon as the club said it was okay to plead guilty and you're not going to be bad and fucking considered a snitch or nothing, he said, fuck yeah. He pled guilty. He says, I just want to get back to the life I know how to live in the penitentiary, because this life in this fucking cell block ain't working out for me. And so he got the fuck on out of there. Hey, TRC 275. Good to see you. How's your Facebook coming, man? I popped on there. I don't think I stayed long though. I'll pop on again. And it's called TRC, right? 275 on your YouTube channel, I believe. It's the staff. Sure, crap happens too. Yeah. Well, they won't let it all settle down so that it's funny though. In business, they don't care what car you're from. You know what I mean? When it comes to money, it's money, right? They don't care. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just not what I'm talking about tonight. That's all. See, that's the reason I get short with you, is because you want to steer the conversation. And I want to have the conversation what I want to have it about. You know what I mean? Good to see you again. Yeah. Oh, so that's it. Edge Biker. Oh, okay. Oh, Edge was already on. Oh, you got two names. Vancouver True Tall is best. Really, eh? Vancouver joint was all right, eh? Because our veterans, I don't know them all, but I know them all. Exactly, Rick. That's the way to put it, right? And it's good to see, like I say, the veteran clubs and all that shit that are forming, and then the ones that need help are getting help from said clubs and all that. It's good to see all that, man. Yeah, that's right. When it comes to money, there's only one color. Of course, in Canada, ours are very colorful, but we prefer the brown ones because they're the ones that say 100 in the corner. Yeah, exactly. AK Lane. It does suck. So, got any more stuff on the safe section I want to yap about real quick? If not, oh wait, we got one here I wanted to talk about. Well, this is, I think, a new 1% club out there on the rock. So they help raise 1,700, and I think these guys are called the Barbarians MC, and they're a new club out there in Newfoundland. So they're doing their thing. They're being a lot on social media right now, which is a good way to get everyone to know about you. My only concern is the fucking cops out in Newfoundland are pretty wild about 1% clubs. They actually did a story in the paper about the fact that they have none. Well, I think we talked about that. That they don't have any 1% clubs at all in their province. They were like, fuck that. We're going to arrest y'all and put y'all in jail. And if you leave yourself in that position, then that's what happens. That's the other thing. You can be a 1%er without selling dope. You don't got to sell dope to be a 1%er. Actually, the most successful 1%ers are the guys that don't partake in that. And they own tattoo shops and bike shops and shit like that. And they don't got to fuck around and put themselves in a position where they're going to be sitting around for fucking 5 years or whatever. So the Highway Riders MC in Toronto. Oh, yeah, that was out at Joe's Portuguese bake shop, I believe. I believe that's where it was from. And these guys, Adelphia, North America. These guys are an all Polish club. I met them at the bike show. They're supposed to come on for an interview, but they never did. So whatever. They still got the invitation. And so that was them getting together with some other clubs and doing their little Christmas cheer thing, which is fucking good. It's nice to see all these clubs getting more together. There's another one. Oh, wait. Here's one I wanted to talk about. So this couple here in the front were in a bad crash on the summer, and each of them lost legs. I believe they both lost a leg. And so the Legion Riders, again, up there in Huntsville, maybe this is where that thank you letter came from, I think. So they stepped up and did what they could for this couple. And I think the crash is only in the summer, and it's good to see that they're making some sort of progress. Mike can know best about when it'll come time for her to get a prosthetic, and maybe that's not the husband. I don't know. If they both lost a leg, I can't see that being the husband already, but it's a big fucking deal. Just ask Mike Ball about how big of a deal it is to get in a bike crash and come out of it with short a limb or part of a limb. It's a big fucking deal, man. Hey, did you get the book? I hope you got a book. So we're going to offer the book and some clothing and some toques, and we're getting stickers and some embroidered patches that you can iron onto a piece of clothing. It's going to be pretty fucking cool. So we're going to start on that website for sales this week and get up there. And he told me it'll be a Shopify website, which is fine by me. And the website will collect the payments and all that stuff. So it'll be cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool, eh? They got a whole Polish and that Polish club I was just talking about. They've got chapters down through the States, right? Well, you know they got to drink a lot of beer if they're Polish, right? They got to be able to drink a lot of beer. And pierogies, fuck yeah. Can never get enough of their pierogies, bro. And then we got a 50-50 draw winner from the Ottawa Misfits. They've been on for an interview also. And he put it right back in for the next one. So that's the way to do it. The Christmas spirit out there. Good on you, brother. So yeah, what else? I think we got it. I got a whole bunch of shit. We got another club that's putting up Christmas lights in their town, the Mavericks MC. Very good to see. Where are the Mavericks? I think they might be in Sarnia, but I might be mistaken. I think they're in Sarnia, Ontario. So they're out there doing their thing for the community, helping put the lights up on the trees and all that. Good on you guys, man. Good on you guys. And like I say, even you, the real truth, it's not like I'm trying to whitewash the biker scene, but I'm not going to concentrate on the criminality of certain people when that's the stuff that I'm trying to get the conversation switched away from that, because the criminality of a few people does not make it. That's what the club's about. And some people don't want to hear that and they don't want to acknowledge that, and that's fine. That's all good. So here's the abate guys. What are you guys doing? They're collecting up some gift cards. Who did they get given to? I went some little packs here. Good on you guys. And that all into some cash as well. And it all went to the men's mission. And I think abate 9, that's north of London. It's close to here. It might be Woodstock, Ontario. But good on you guys, man. That's the stuff. Because I feel like I met that guy with long hair and the hat on at the bike show last year, and he was from Woodstock. Actually, I need to get some abate guys on here for an interview, because we're getting to the point with different laws that are getting taken into effect against motorcycles and motorcycle clubs that abate could get themselves busy, right? Irish, Scot, and Polak. That's a weird combo. I think it was last show I did was I'm Scottish and British, but the Scottish side of things has got an unknown, because a soldier from the Canadian Army made my dad. And then the dude that my grandma married made my uncle. So my dad he was a drunk, my dad, fucking drunk. But a lot of times when he got drunk, he'd be, I don't even know who I am. Well, fucking relax. Fuck. You'll think of it. Apparently he went there to the guy's house when he was drunk as a teenager and wondered why the guy wouldn't let him in for a conversation at midnight. But because of the way he drank and because of his fucking temper, I just put him down as Scottish. Because he wasn't that much fun to hang around when he was drunk. See, we don't get none of those fucking foods up here, bro. I tried a Mexican food truck once, and I just didn't have the flair for making the real Mexican flavors. And I think a lot of it is in their sauces and shit, right? Too close to a 3-piece for me. Yeah, I know. And we're gonna make different designs available on the clothing so it doesn't look. And I kind of explained that because I came from a 3-piece. I couldn't help myself. We're gonna put the YouTube logo in between the top and bottom rocker, so it doesn't say MC or anything. But we're gonna actually change the whole layout of it so people have an option. And that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. That's another thing that I spoke to my friend about today. Yeah, me too. Well, I know I'm not Papa, but even like, if you look at that, and then you saw that on the back of a vest, and one of these chest pounders from a 1% club comes and makes you take it off or turn it inside out. It'll wreck your weekend. I don't want to do that to nobody. So I want them to rep me, but in a way that they feel is going to make everything smooth. That's all. And I think that's probably one of the best ways to go about it. You wanted the HVAC hoodie, do you? Fuck, man, I haven't ran them in ages. I'll have to just wash one and send it to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time. We got Bobby in the house. Oh, I missed you, Bobby. Fuck, sorry about that. Good to see you this evening, man. Always a pleasure, man. Marinades or sauces make Mexican food. Yeah, that was a thing, and I just didn't have the Mexican in me. I can make Italian food and shit like that, but um, yeah, I sucked at Mexican food. But you know what? I was making fucking fish tacos and shit. Like some of that shit you can kind of get away with in Canada. I think my biggest regret was ever switching it. The original thing I sold in that food truck was baked potatoes with different toppings. And my biggest regret was switching it off of that because it wasn't selling at some events. I should have just found the right events for it and been happy. I wanted to run it like a daily food truck, and folks ain't gonna buy a baked potato. I'd put whatever on it: butter chicken, chili, homemade brock and cheese, and all that shit, right? But again, at an event, it's not that portable. So for $5, you can get a thing of fries or one of my baked potatoes, and it was kind of one of those things. I'll get down there, bro. Yeah, you like the baked potato truck, didn't you, Steve? I should have never fucked off from that, man. I really shouldn't have. I should have held my guns. See, I've never even had a tamale. I don't even know what a tamale tastes like, bro. Honestly, those are the ones that are all wrapped up in the corn stuff, right? That's the real sports shirt is the HVAC. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's fucking true. I'm gonna keep that HVAC business going, even though I'm going to be a part-time teacher at the college. I'm gonna keep it going. And I had another discussion, same guy, because he's fucking into this sort of stuff, and we're gonna build it a website and do the 3 tiers of service. One where I just give you a furnace filter when it's due to be changed and leave. One where I do the filter and do a preventive maintenance. One where I do a filter preventive maintenance, and then if anything breaks, um, you'll be on my program. You call me, I'll be there, fix it, and give them 15% off of the total bill for the repair. So I'm going to keep everything going, man. I got one more business I can't talk about here that I'm going to build an app for too, and we're going to keep it going too. To explode in your mouth, are they? Fuck. Now I'm hungry. Actually, it is time I go make supper, man. Yeah, that was the first time. That time in Port Dover was a good time. The second time I come back, and I just guy approached me out of the first one when I was down there on the pier, and he says, "I got my own piece of property. It steps away from the main drag. Blah blah blah. This much." I gave him $1,200 to park my trailer there for one fucking day, and I did my baked potatoes. I put roast beef shaved on top. I put meatloaf on top. I put shepherd pie stuff on top. I did all these real creative fucking things. And the guy was nowhere near the fucking main drag, man. I fucking didn't sell nothing. It was such a drag. Yeah, I'm going to be teaching at Fanshawe Woodstock campus, man. I start in January. I'm so fucking happy. Yeah, but all that stuff is the shit that, I should have went and learned how to fucking and cook stuff like that. I've made my own. What are these? They call salsa a different name down there. Something sounds like it's fresh. I started making my own that. I worked in a Mexican restaurant where the guy made his own salsa verde, which I didn't even know existed. It's fucking good. But the big sellers up here in Canada is burritos. And there's a restaurant called Burrito Boys, and they'll give you like it weighs a pound or two on a big pita, and you can't find them pitas. I couldn't find them. I was in Toronto and I couldn't find a pita as big as Burrito Boys made them. And then when they had it with their sauces and stuff, that's where they killed me. It's like I just didn't know enough about the food, and the food costs because cheese is fucking expensive. And I didn't know that going into it, or I didn't realize and how much cheese. You know, if you make a North American style nachos and it's just covered in shredded cheese and popped in the oven, cost me a fortune to make that. So yeah, that was a bad move I made, but sometimes it happens, right? You gotta try a little bit of everything to see what you're good at. At the end of the day, I sold the food trailer and shit and moved on to something else. Yeah, those are the ones that are wrapped in. Do they have that in Italian it's called pantine, I think? It's like cornmeal kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's that cornmeal kind of mix up. And they put it with the meat. We got Dahlia in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I don't know if I met you before. Anytime you see us live, if I haven't told you this before, feel free to pop on in, man. Corn on the grill. Something. Those I'll make. I like that. Grilled corn. That's a good one. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. You guys got that fucking lots of Latino people to teach you how to cook that stuff. Yeah, I know. I just made myself hungry too, Grant. Dominican, eh? Huh. Pico de Gallo. That's the stuff I was talking about, bro. You got me. Or someone sent me an email when it's time to change the filters. I always forget. Yeah, so that's why I want to do this business, so that they can go on the website. We can, between me and the website, we can decide how often to get the filter changed depending on the size, the width, and people and pets in the house and size of the house, etc. Right? And then like I say, even for someone like you who's not in my province, I could at least get one in the mail and it'll show up on your doorstep when it's time to change. One less thing to worry about, and you still got the filter for the same price as you would have paid at Home Depot or some shit for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, Burrito Boys, they used to be so good though, out to the south. They started in Toronto when I lived in Etobicoke. I lived right around the corner from their original restaurant, and they were the bomb, man. But yeah, it's the same as everything. Someone else from somewhere else came and bought the fucking businesses, and they went for fucking a shitto. Yeah, see, and then you say the same thing, Dahlia. Yeah, and you know what? I don't eat from there anymore either. It's unfortunate. Fat bastards, they're okay. They're just as good as Burrito Boys, I bet. You're, if not a little bit better. The funniest thing is my son doesn't like Fat Bastard for some reason. I think they put too much rice in the burritos for his taste. Cornmeal, that's the stuff. Yeah, the cornmeal thing. What's that? That she's Dominican? I don't like plantain. And it's actually a whole different fruit that looks like a banana. And you peel it the same. And then you chop it into chunks. And then you chuck it in the deep fryer. I don't like plantain. Not my thing. Not my thing. Tomato sandwich. Yeah, that'd suit me good right about now. And yeah, Jamaican food is pretty good too, eh? It's to die for. So I worked on another guy's food truck, and he knew how to marinate the chicken just right for a jerk. And then, so I got him to marinate me a big bag of wings. So he chucked it on the menu. Boom. First guy came up, asked for the jerk wings. I stuck them in the fryer. I didn't hit them with the thermometer. Now, they weren't bloody inside, but the meat was still pink. And the guy brought them back, and I was like, oh, that was me. That's on me. Just let me redo the order. And the guy that owned the food truck shut down the wings, pulled them off the menu, got all crazy about it. I'm not making people sick. It's like, I'm the fucking cook. You think I want to see anyone sick? So I don't think I work for the guy anymore after that. The fucking an order wings. Just I knew I should have known. You got to stab them with a thermometer. You have to. It's chicken. Chicken's not something you can fuck with. But anyway. Oh, you haven't spoken with me before. Okay. Sorry about that, Dahlia. And bacon. Can't fuck off with bacon. Oh, that ain't bad. My kid won't let me make chili no more. I used to make chili all the time when I was going to night school, and he'd have to eat it for 4 days in a row. And so when it came back to me making supper nightly, he 86 chili off the entire menu. It's like, well, we can slide it in once a month or so, can't we? Nope, no fucking chili allowed no more. Which is so unfortunate. Because then you can throw it on fucking hot dogs and grate some cheese. Like, there's a million uses for chili. But like I say, stick them on a baked potato and cover it with cheese. It's fucking the bomb. No, I don't think anyone from Dominican would consider themselves Latino, would they? Yeah, they're Dominican. Maybe you could say Caribbean. Hey, Tramp, good to see you tonight, bro. Oh, your Moose's old lady. Okay, right on. From the Dice. Fuck, it's been a long time since I heard the name the Dice. Somebody just asked me the other day if the Dice are still around. I said, I don't know. It's last I heard they were, but if they are, they know how to keep their heads down because you don't hear about them. And I'm not in Toronto anymore, right? My son-in-law is Jamaican. Oh, yeah. So he makes it with the real Jamaican twist. Yeah. If you tone it down and get like in a North American version, it's not quite as spicy. I think it's the allspice or something they put in it that just. No, it's the habaneros. They always put in habaneros at the end. Those things are wow. They're too much for me. Plantains are potatoes in a banana skin. Yeah, because down in the Caribbean and all that, that's basically what they put the side on most dishes, is it? Rather than a potato. And Peter, how are you, Peter? Good to see you, bro. I was just talking about your club, bro. Thanks for popping in. This is Peter, the man from the Open Roads, right, Peter? I just did a little clip about you guys, bro. Yeah. I didn't have to look. You put on the next one. Good to see you, bro. Yes, definitely, man. Yeah, we just mentioned that you guys had an end of the year wrap up thing and all that, Peter. So I figured I'd throw it in tonight's video, brother. You know, I'm always out there trying to recruit some new people for you, man. I told them you're a good bunch of people, and if you're in Hamilton or that area, to look you guys up. And I hope everything's well with you, bro. We haven't talked for a minute. No, where do we go? My wife is on. Yeah, look. Well, she's a woman, bro. It's Peter from the Open Road. Yeah, I did, bro. Yeah. Did you ever do a run-in stop at Legends Bar in Willow Beach? Kenny and Matt? No, I never did that run. The club I was in, we weren't real friendly with the dice. So, Kenny, what does that mean? Does that mean a Latino from the islands? Iron Fist took over the HHR name, changed it to Honor Roll. That's what it's called now, bro. The Honor Roll. Thank you for that. So that ride I was talking about, the vets, they do for the homeless vets, it's called the Honor Roll. I got to get that to stick in my head because I've had them on for an interview and all that. So they're the guys, and they're building a community of small houses and shit for the homeless vets. It's a very good cause. And if anyone's is into it, that'll be a nice ride to go on next summer and help to exactly, Barbie. That's why I laughed when he said that. And help get some more homeless vets off the street and get them some help, some support. That's what they need, is some fucking support. They don't need no one to hold their fucking hand. They need some support. Someone to talk to when the fucking world's turning black. First time I was riding a car with her and she got pulled over and the cop filled out the race as black on the ticket. I thought we were That is funny. Thank you, Grant. I appreciate that, bro. And I'm just gonna wrap it up here and chat with the chat for a minute. And yeah, I made myself hungry all that talking about food. So listen, everyone. Oh fuck, I did over an hour. I didn't really talk about nothing. That's cool. So I'll be back. Oh, it wasn't the dice. Oh, okay. Because I remember they used to do a run up to a lake up there around Wasaga somewhere. They owned they owned a cottage or something. They had a great big blow up bash up there. Yeah. But no, I didn't do that run anyway, so yeah, thank you, Kay Wayne. I always appreciate you. Like you say, I can do a show and just talk with the chat, and it'll still be a show. So you guys make all that possible, and I thank you guys all. And I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll do what we're doing. Our tiny house community has services on site. Yes, exactly. That's what they're doing for the one in Ontario too, in Kingston. I think it's a fucking brilliant idea. So let's hope that we can get as much support for those guys putting in those efforts too. Thank you, Papa Penguin. It's always fun to see you, bro. Honor rolls a free ride, and all the money raises from donations. That's a great way to do it. And the Iron Fist, yep. And we had them on in the Highways for Heroes ride. I had him on too. He's a good dude, doing the same thing in the Maritimes. Thank you, Scrap Iron. Much love, my brother. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you, Nomadic. Oh, you're late coming in. Okay, bro. We're doing some updates on people doing the Christmas fundraising that I love to see people doing. Wasaga is up the way down in Georgia. No, I'm just saying that they had a property somewhere up there. I think it was in Wasaga or somewhere they used to go to every year. Thank you, Kay Wayne. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's June 6th already. Very cool. And it's D-Day. 82nd anniversary. That's good information. Thank you for that, Rick. And I'll get them guys back on before the ride again. It's the least I can do, and helps try to get the word out there about all them rides, man. That's what I'm here. I'm here to support all that good stuff. That's the stuff that I like seeing bikers do. All right, guys. Much love to everyone. See you tomorrow night, and stay warm out there. Good night.